In a fertile valley, nestled between two gentle hills, lay the small village of Willow Creek. For generations, the people of Willow Creek had lived simply but happily, relying on their lush fields for food and the clear river for water. Their greatest strength was their sense of community. If a house needed building, everyone lent a hand. If someone fell ill, neighbors brought food and offered comfort. The village was led by an elder council, headed by the wise old Ilara, whose hair was as white as the winter snow. Ilara often reminded the villagers, "Our strength is not in our individual muscles or cleverness, but in the ties that bind us. Remember, unity we stand, divide we fall." One year, a long, harsh drought struck the land. The sun beat down relentlessly, baking the earth until it cracked. The river, once a lively stream, dwindled to a muddy trickle. Panic began to ripple through Willow Creek. A young, ambitious man named Kale started to grumble. "Why should my family share our dwindling water with others? We worked hard for our well." He began to hoard water, refusing to let his neighbors draw from it. Soon, others followed Kale's lead. Families started closing their doors, suspicious of their neighbors. Whispers turned into arguments, and arguments into shouting matches. Instead of sharing the little water that remained, people fought over it. The communal spirit that had defined Willow Creek began to erode. Ilara watched with a heavy heart. She called a village meeting, but only a few attended, each glaring at the others. "Look at us," she pleaded, her voice trembling. "The drought is a test, but our division is our true enemy. If we continue to fight amongst ourselves, we will all perish." But her words fell on deaf ears. People were too consumed by fear and self-preservation. One scorching afternoon, a group of bandits, known for preying on weakened communities, saw the discord in Willow Creek. They had been watching, noticing how the villages no longer worked together, how their fences were mended poorly, and how their watch duties were neglected. "Look at them," sneered their leader, a burly man with a scar across his eye. "They're fighting amongst themselves. This will be an easy raid. They are divided, and they will fall." As the sun began to set, the bandits stormed the village. They expected resistance, but what they found was chaos. Instead of villages uniting to defend their homes, each family was fighting for their own meager possessions. Some tried to flee, others locked themselves inside, while a few tried to fight alone, quickly overwhelmed. The bandits ransacked homes, stole what little food and water remained, and caused widespread destruction. Many villages were injured, and their precious supplies were gone. When the bandits finally left, Willow Creek was devastated. Homes were broken, spirits were shattered, and the silence was heavy with regret. Ilara sat amongst the ruins, weeping. Kale, who had seen his own well plundered, finally understood. He looked around at the broken faces of his neighbors, realizing that his selfishness had contributed to their collective downfall. Slowly, painfully, the villagers began to pick up the pieces. This time, they remembered Ilara's words. They started by sharing the last scraps of food. They worked together to repair the damaged homes. They dug deeper into the ground, not for individual wells, but for a communal one that everyone could use. It was a long and difficult recovery, but Willow Creek, scarred but wiser, learned its lesson. They understood that even the strongest individuals are vulnerable when isolated, but when they stand together, even in the face of adversity, they become an unbreakable force. The drought eventually broke, and the river flowed again, but the bond of unity in Willow Creek was stronger than ever, forged in the crucible of their shared suffering and renewed understanding.